Hello, this video is on, well, it's on a lot of things. It's on basically how we can reach a higher grade or higher level of civilization. Um, how should we say? Okay, it's basically on the concept of higher civilization, of wanting a higher civilization, why we should have a higher civilization, on programs and things about how we get a higher civilization, how we can get a higher civilization, and the illogical beliefs that prevent us from having a higher civilization, and the beliefs that are largely driving our society into complete shithole and keeping us there. First, I want to start off on the topic really of Jesus. Um, Clearly, I don't believe that there was a guy who lived and died and rose from the grave within, like, what was it, 3 days, and ascended into heaven and all that shit. Don't believe in it. Now, is it possible there was a man? Yeah. Largely, it's believed he's the sun. He is worship of the sun. Now, is it still possible there was a man that maybe he somehow, they sort of based the sun god, at least somewhat, kind of, on him, or in part on him? Yeah, that's possible. Now the thing about that is, I would argue, is his beliefs were flawed, fundamentally flawed, and very naive. Though good for a primitive standpoint, I think he introduced a lot of ideals that a lot of people, particularly probably in that part of the world, the Middle East, or the Arab nations, did not understand. And I think he also introduced a lot of ideals that Rome did not understand, even if they knew of them, even if they knew it, they didn't use it. Let's put it that way. Um, so he was good on that level. Now here's where he goes wrong, and this is how you can harmonize. Really, this is basically how you can harmonize satanic and Christian thought and come up with the best philosophy and lifestyle for everyone. Clearly, it's because I say that is don't mean it true. Other people are going to disagree, and we can have a debate. Um, you know, but I think most people would agree with this, and that is, you take the Christian Bible, the words of Jesus, at least, what is directly prescribed to Jesus, and then you take the Satanic Bible and you balance them out. So it's to where the Christian Bible says you should do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's true. You do that. As long as someone is not bothering you, you either do to them something good, or you don't do anything. But you do not do something bad to someone who does nothing to you. That should be common sense. Now, here's where the Satanic Bible comes in. If they directly do something bad to you, you do that to them. And that's how you preserve yourself and keep yourself going. And that's how you right injustices against you. And it's also saying, it's almost like eye for an eye. It's saying, which is also in the Old Testament, it's saying that not only is it saying don't let people fuck you over, it's also saying you can only do something that is so bad to someone else. For example, justice system, let's say, you have, it's limiting punishments, so to say it can only be as bad as a crime committed. Okay, so rape would be rape and like that. So I mean, it's actually somewhat balancing it out, or making it more almost liberal in a bizarre way. The concept of turn the other cheek. Well, eventually you're going to run out of chicks. You're going to run out of chicks, and eventually you're going to end up in a very bad situation. And you're going to be beaten down and probably killed as a result of it at some point if you just let people walk on you. So, what the Satanic Bible says is eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And there's also a part in the Bible, I mean, the Satanic Bible, where it says if you're walking down the street and someone bothers you, ignore them. It doesn't say necessarily if they do something violent, but it does say if they bother you, ignore them. If they continue to bother you, then destroy them. And in a way, you could harmonize that with the Satanic Bible. I mean, with the New Testament, saying turn the other cheek. But it's saying eventually draw a line and live as nature dictates, and don't let other people run you over, because you are becoming prey and they become the predator, because you're allowing them to explore and destroy you. And that's stupid, but that's suicidal logic. And if you look at the New Testament, what eventually happens to Jesus? He's crucified, he's killed, he's eliminated, destroyed for all time. So do you want to end up like that? Because he who lived this way more so than Jesus. So those are some logical steps to take as far as that goes. Um, then there's the system of. It's also interesting to note as far as religion goes. Generally speaking, and the founding fathers agreed on this, people need some religion. They need something so that they don't go apeshit, because a lot of people are scumbags. I mean, if you're going to talk about good and evil, there's far more evil people in the world than there are good. There's far more people who will rape, kill, murder than there are people who want to stop it or want to help someone. So it's good to have some religion, some concept to put into place to keep them from doing that. Um, so the problem with Christianity, really, more than anything, is not even that it's Christianity, it's who's running it. Um, really a smart thing for us to do is to set up a religion of some kind after what I would say is the apocalypse. We need to set up our own religion, which is based on sun worship, um, and let the people believe whatever they want. If they want to believe it's real, let them believe it's real. And we can use the Christian pantheon, but we need to have it be sun worship, and we need to decide what's right and wrong, and we need to dictate that, and we need to democratically among ourselves decide what is right and wrong. The smartest people, the most noble people, the elite need to decide this. And an elite, and this goes into economics, the elite does not need to just be decided on plain profit, on plain greed, on plain finance. It doesn't need to be selfishly, financially determined. Everything doesn't need to be determined by finance or financial determination. We need to have the best among us, the best people, the smartest people, the noblest people, the people, the most clever people need to rise to positions of power and spearhead evolution and take control of a society and like that, not just whoever makes the most money. And we need to largely get rid of vulture capitalism, and we need to set up a system of economics where if you want to set up a company, you want to become rich, that's fine, we're even help you do it. But you need to accept a very large responsibility that if you do this, then there is so many people, whoever works for you or whatever, or if we use the philosophy of Agenda 21, which is not something I'm against, provided we're the ones doing it, then you're kind of like a count almost in the Middle Ages, and you're giving a large territory to rule over, and so many different people will be in control. Basically, a count, maybe almost like a count, will be in control of a region, or no, a lord will be in control of a region, or whatever new name we give him, and then below him would be several lower counts, and then the people, and like that. Or I guess if we're going to do it democratically, capitalist type of way, then there may be a lot more people in control of that region, whoever can get the money and whoever can be in control. But you're signing a deal. You're in control of that region. You're also responsible for that region. So if the people in that region go poor, they go without food, they go hungry. If you exploit them, if we can prove you've exploited them, then what we're going to do is there's a very good. You're going to be tried, brought on charges. You're going to be tried. You're going to be punished, and there's a very large chance you might be even executed. We might kill you. Black Dracula would take not only Turkish people, and there's a very excellent movie, especially if you're pro-white and into sort of not almost nationalistic movies, pro-white movies. I wouldn't call it that, but there's a movie called The Dark Prince. The Dark Prince, and a lot of what he did is it's right out of something Tom Metzger would say. It's called The True Story of Dracula, and he basically is fighting Arab and Mongolian invaders and the Ottoman Turks or the Turkish army, and the nobles, which are like their capitalists, were in control of everything and making deals with them and helping them, and they even killed his father, and he eventually kills them. He's eventually killed in the end, but he would impel them, and it's a very cool movie. You should look it up. But it's almost, we set up a feudalistic society, and you are in charge of that. If you have money, if you are rich, if you are a capitalist type person, you're in charge of that. And if they go poor, if they go without food, you die. Okay, that's the way it should be, because you don't just get to exploit other people and control them and live off them and parasite off them. And at the same time, it's their land. They will troll, they will work and toil and dig and plant in its land, and they will defend and fight for it against enemies. But you're ultimately in charge of protecting and providing for them. And I also think women should have largely the same fucking responsibilities. It shouldn't just be men who have to do that. Women should have to do that. And if we have a war, women should have to fight too. You can argue maybe they shouldn't have to go into direct hand-to-hand combat, but they can shoot guns or man a drone. We have drones and planes now. They can drive that and work with that or do something. They can help somehow. So, and like that, and that's my beliefs. And I mean, a lot of this shit I'm just fucking around right now. I don't know. I didn't work from a prepared script, and these are just ideals I'm fucking with. These are not official ideals. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, I think religion, we need to have a religion of some kind. We need to know a lot of it's fake, and that clearly we don't believe that in a Jesus, for example, but we can have a religion, and we can set up a value system of tolerance, understanding of like gays are the same as you are, they should be able to get married, as opposed to the current system is using Christianity to set up an evil belief system where gays are bad, for example. Well, we say it's not bad, and we put nature, you should take care of nature and believe in nature. And and we can even like say a lot of it's sun worship, just come out and tell them and like that, and have them have some respect for the land and have respect for that, and not want to mind it, not be more defensive of not in the sense that they don't let other people mind it. Other people control, other people cut down trees, and we save the trees, save the wildlife, we save forests, we do forest management, we help people. And we have gender equality, we have some level of androgyny. If you look back at a lot of paintings and drawings of people from, say, the Renaissance era, the Dark Ages, particularly the latter of Dark Ages, you will see a lot of men had makeup, they had hair, long hair, or at least some cases they had fake hair, but it was long because they had problems back then, with lice and shit. All men shaved their face, most of them did. If they didn't, it was next to shave, probably no more than mine. So, I mean, that was a femininity. I think, we can kind of do something like that. You can have maybe a little bit of a separation of the gender, a little bit, you do this, do that, but ultimately, And again, this is bullshit. I'm just fucking around with ideals. I'm not saying you should support it, but this is a concept. Again, I talk about circumcision. That's something that needs to go, especially if you don't do it with women, you shouldn't do it with men. And people need to be given inherent worth from the time they're born. They need to have inherent rights. They need to have rights, inherent rights given to them by the government in the name of God, largely in the name of God. And if someone violates those rights, then they should be killed. So that's it. P666.